Hi guys, if you're like me, you're probably not happy with your manual lift on your Polaris Ranger and would prefer it to be electric. So today I bought myself a electric actuator. I'm just going to show you how perfect it is for this job. It's the exact right size. Bingo. Okay, so this is the linear actuator. It comes from Gimson Robotics. You can see the website down there, gimsonrobotics.co.uk. You can get this straight off the website. I actually got this off their eBay store, and it was a B grade, so supposedly it has light scratchings or marks, but it looks perfect to me. Any marks you can see on it is what I've done. So as you can see there, it's got a 400 kilogram lift on it, 300 millimeter travel, and the closed size and the open size is just perfect for what we want on the Polaris Ranger. So on the Polaris, you can see the mountings here on the bed, they're actually 12 millimeter, same as down there. Where am I pointing at it? I can't even focus it. There we go. Yeah, they're 12 millimeter as well. So on the actuator, we've got 10 millimeter here, and we've got 10 millimeter there, but with nylon bushes. Does this get any better? These bushes actually come out and leave a 12 millimeter hole at that end. Then bushes then will go into there to take that down to 10 millimeters. Let me just show you. Okay, 12 millimeter hole, bushes. Sorry, filming and working at the same time is tricky. Bushes in there. Now then, actuator now will go in there, and that now is the right size for a 10 millimeter pin. I'm going to put a 10 millimeter bolt in it because I don't have a pin, but that will be absolutely fine. Bear with me. There, I'm telling you, this actuator couldn't be any better for this Polaris. Okay, so you'll notice I've swapped that around the other way. So I've put the actuator, the actual motor facing the other way, because this here was catching against this cross member. So switch that round the other way, and now it doesn't. Everything misses. I've just put a temporary screwdriver in there just to so I can test it. So I've got a power pack. I'm just going to test the actual travel. Tricky one-handed. All looking good so far. Well, that looks pretty perfect because it's not quite clicked down, but we've got play down there because it was only a screwdriver, and the end of the actuator winds in and out by about 15 millimeters, and I wound it out a little bit because I knew it was going to be tight. I didn't want this to close properly and then strain the actuator. So this is looking very, very good. Okay, I've mounted the ram properly now. What I had to do, the end of the actuator was actually 27 millimeter diameter, but the gap between those brackets was 25 millimeters, so I've just slightly ground off a bit of a flat on each side. It took me seconds and it just went straight in. So we're now mounted top and bottom, and we are going to give it a test. This is the first test I've done. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Hoping I don't squash my wire there, actually. I'm not sure where it comes down. Look at that. Oh my word. And that's at the end of its travel, because it's not trying anymore. And that just clicked shut, which is perfect. So now if I take off this locking mechanism, so it doesn't actually lock, because the last thing I want it to do is lock and work against the actuator, that has now got the perfect travel. And luckily I didn't squash my wire either. Happy days. So that's working well. So now I'm going to just take off these bolts here, hopefully, and then that will take all this mechanism off so it doesn't lock in place. Taking those off, took the bar out, took the spring off, took the bar off, put them brackets back on again, safekeeping. Let's give this a go. Right. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Oh my word. And that's at the end of its travel. Nothing happening there. Brilliant. Okay, so I got myself a switch off eBay, £2.79, and we're all wired up, and we're just going to give it the final test now. So here we have the switch. So ignition on, up. Extremely quiet. There we have the actuator. Perfect. Probably tilts up a little bit more than if you'd have bought a genuine actuator, but they're 600 quid, and this cost me £86 from Gimson Robotics. So here we go back down again. I got a mid-position switch so I could stop it in the middle, just in case you didn't want it to go all the way or for whatever reason. Oops, wrong way. So we'll go back down. I say this actuator will lift up 400 kilograms, so it's probably just about the rating of the bed anyway. Perfect. Stops exactly right. So there we go. I hope this video was useful to you. If you're thinking of changing your Polaris and putting a motorised bed on it, it really wasn't that difficult to do. £86 for that actuator off Gimson Robotics. It was B grade. I got it off eBay. The actual price of it, if you went on their website, I think is £109, maybe shipping on top of that, but on eBay it was £86, free postage, £2.79 for the switch, little bit of wiring, dead easy. Now I've got myself fully automated bed. I'm happy. Cheers.